Welcome back to the News First Edition. It is 6:58. Another look outside. Over 7.
Yeah, let's start with the beach. Beautiful sunrise taking place now. We do have low-level clouds, which has limited visibility in spots like Ingleside, Beeville, George West. So take it slow if you're traveling through those areas. Waves are about 2 feet out at the beach right now, and it is 80 degrees there. By this afternoon, it's going to feel like 101 at the beach, and that will be one of the cooler spots on the map. It'll be 101 in George West and Freer as well. The rest of us will be getting into the mid 100 to 110. I don't know how you categorize that, but 105. I know I almost said mid 100s. That would be like 150.
Oh my goodness, you're scaring me.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Don't go outside.
It's hot. That's all you need to know.
My hair melted off.
It's hot and you need plenty of H2O, which I'm getting some already.
Water,
Plenty of
electrolytes are great as well.
Absolutely, please. That's right, we're all ready. Thank you so much, Carly, and thank you for watching First Edition. Hey, we have another hour. You want to join us? Come on over. 3 News Plus. We will see you there.
You're watching the South Texas News Leader. This is 3 News, First Edition.
A South Texas death in a small town turns into a homicide case. The victim identified. We'll show you what's next.
Plus a public comment session running until midnight. The changes city leaders made to simplify the process. Did things really turn out how they wanted?
And weather chaos, the freak weather events plaguing cities, leaving more people dead in its wake. While these types of storms are not going away anytime soon.
Good morning, South Texas. I'm Barbie Leo.
I'm John-Thomas Kobos. It is 7 o'clock on this Thursday, July 17th. Thank you for watching us on 3 News Plus, First Edition Plus, if you will. Meteorologist Carly Smith, keeping track of conditions outside.
So many pluses.
There's a lot of pluses. There's a lot of bonuses to you all watching us.
Oh yeah, big bonus. One is the sunrise. It's going to get better as it gets over the clouds this morning. Right now, here's a look at traffic flowing. It is picking up if you are headed into town from the island, Flower Bluff, those locations. Wind is out the southeast at 5 miles per hour, 74 degrees right now. We do have low visibility across Beeville specifically and into portions of Live Oak County, as well as through Ingleside, 1.25 miles of visibility there. There's a pocket of some fog trying to set up between Alice and Kingsville as well. So take it slow if you're traveling. Be aware there may be some patchy fog. Use your headlights, but don't use your brights as you're headed out the door. Wind is out the southeast, so the light wind is one of the reasons we've seen some of this fog developing. 74 again in Corpus Christi. No rain in the forecast, very little rain in the extended forecast, but we'll talk about that in your complete forecast coming up. On this Thursday, again, we're starting off cool with a light wind. The wind picks up this afternoon. It'll be nice and humid with a heat index around 105, but look at that sunrise. What a great way to start the morning. Barbie, John Thomas.
Thank you, Carly. We begin this morning learning the name of a 33-year-old man who was shot and killed last week in Agua Dulce.
The Nueces County Sheriff's Office has identified him as Andrew Canas last Thursday. Deputies arrived at Utes Park after a woman found the 33-year-old's body inside a bathroom. We've also learned this case is being considered a homicide.
However, there is no information on a possible shooter. Stay with 3 News on air and online as we follow this investigation. Funeral services have been announced for Bishop PD Captain Tony Macias. He died last week after a hard-fought battle with cancer. Services are tomorrow, starting with a private family viewing, public visitation, and condolences will be from 5 to 9 afterward in Kingsville at the Turcotte Piper Mortuary. Services conclude with a tribute to Macias with a 21-gun salute and final radio call. Our thoughts are with his family and the Bishop Police Department.
We continue to follow breaking news to our studios. Police are investigating a shooting on the west side.
This is what we know so far. Officers arrived at the Lulek Village Apartments off Horn at Greenwood just before 5. They found the victim, a man in his 20s with multiple gunshot wounds. That person was rushed to an area hospital in critical condition.
We have learned he is in stable condition now. There is no motive yet. Officers were spotted using a drone at the time. We'll continue to follow the story on this west side shooting. Stay with us here on air and online. And we are tracking City Council's first public comment session after elected officials changed the order of how people voice their opinions on city operations. As you can imagine, a large group of people showed up Tuesday voicing their thoughts all the way to midnight.
You see, the city moved public comment from noon to 5:30 on a trial basis. 3 News reporter Michael Gibson shows us if that is what elected leaders want to continue or if their plan needs some tweaking after a nearly 13-hour workday.
You're not just risking environmental damage, you're threatening an entire way of life, a local economy, and a cultural legacy. I see some of you rolling your eyes.
Taylor Garcia was just one of many voices who showed up to speak during this week's City Council general public comment session. She came to sound the alarm over concerns tied to desalination in Baffin Bay, a topic that's become increasingly controversial.
We're being told that the discharge is safe. By whose standards?
But Tuesday night's session wasn't just about desal. It was the first real test of a new time slot for public comment, moved from noon to 5:30 to help more people show up and speak out. The result? Nearly 3 hours of public comment from residents across the city, all wanting their say on a wide range of issues.
It's not about making meetings shorter or being more efficient. It's about making sure that we have that ability for people to address grievances with their, or compliments, few and far between.
Having public comment at 12 noon, a lot of people having lunch, different things at work. 5:30 is more convenient, I believe, for people to come and address their concerns.
But not everyone is sold on the evening switch. Councilman Mark Scott told 3 News he's all for hearing from more people, but warns that the extra feedback is adding extra hours to an already packed agenda.
Any change anybody wanted to do on public comment, I support it. Just tell me where to be and I'll be there. And I appreciate the fact more people got an opportunity to speak to council members. I do think 13-hour meetings are not good for the community and they're not good for their elected officials.
Michael Gibson, 3 News.
So get this, the city does plan on trying out the 5:30 public comment time over the next few meetings, hoping to strike a balance between hearing more voices without wearing everyone out.
Also across our state, First Edition is seeing a step toward accountability in the Uvalde tragedy. A Texas appeals court sided with news outlets, including KHPLI TV and our news partners.
That's right. The court ordered Uvalde County and Uvalde CISD to release public records related to the 2022 mass shooting at Robb Elementary. We sued to get access to things such as body cam video, internal emails, and text messages. The goal is to show how law enforcement responded that day when 19 children and 2 teachers were killed.
It took 77 minutes for law enforcement to go in and take down the gunman. This ruling paves the way for the county and Uvalde CISD to release more documents and video. However, those entities may file an appeal.
That's right.
To the nation's severe weather turning deadly once again. The latest fatality is in the northeast, where another stormy day is ahead.
That's right. A man in New Jersey was killed by a lightning strike that witnesses say was a complete surprise. ABC's Andrew Dimbert shows us the coast-to-coast weather chaos.
Overnight, dangerous weather across the country. Storms hitting the already waterlogged Northeast ahead of dangerous heat today. In New Jersey, 1 man is dead and more than a dozen others injured, including children, after they were struck by lightning at an archery range.
It was insanely loud, and the earth exploded, and there was dirt flying everywhere.
Witnesses say they were shocked because it wasn't raining at the time. It's the second death in the state from lightning this week. On Monday, 28-year-old Simon Mariani died after getting struck on a golf course days earlier. In New Orleans, residents are filling sandbags as the Gulf Coast braces for a tropical disturbance that could bring up to 10 inches of rain.
We urge all residents to be on guard for potential heavy rainfall and possibly a flash flooding. The city stands ready, again with boots on the ground, to face this weather system.
The city not taking any chances as it approaches the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, one of the worst natural disasters in U.S. history. Across the Midwest, multiple reported tornadoes touching down, this one tearing through Dodgeville, Wisconsin. Extreme heat fueling severe storms throughout the region. And in the Texas Hill Country, search efforts continue as the death toll from July 4th's devastating flooding reaches 134.
Heaven only knows what's gonna happen tonight, I'm okay.
Country singer Pat Green hosted a live stream concert to benefit flood victims, bringing in $1 million for relief efforts. Green lost his brother, his brother's wife, and 2 of their children in the floods.
The one thing I know about Texas is Texas stands up for Texas. I'm trying to turn the sorrow into some bright light.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
As for those lightning strikes, there have been 12 fatalities so far this year. Experts warn if you see any sign of storms, even in the distance, you should seek shelter immediately. Don't wait until you hear thunder.
That's right. When Carly says it, when thunder roars, head indoors.
Yes. If Carly says it, you listen.
You listen.
That's right. Saddled up with all the latest gear for school.
Pretty cool stuff. Discover where you can find your goods. Also, how you can help with Operation Safe Return.
We've been telling your stories since 1964.
Highlighting our heritage, showcasing what makes South Texas so special.
Join the tradition. Watch Domingo Live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m.
Sponsored by Sames Ford.
KIII 3 News reminds you that hurricane season is June 1st through November 30th. Make sure you have the 3 News app and stay connected to the 3 News weather team. We encourage you to download the Quick Access Hurricane Guide, packed with information that you can use, especially when weather turns severe. So remember, when all eyes are on the storm, keep your eyes on us. 3 News, known and trusted. Sponsored by Aztec Chevrolet, Hurricane Alley, Church's Chicken, and AEP Texas.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
If you get a phone call, do not talk to the person.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They want to get your number to put in a false claim.
Just hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call the Senior Medicare Patrol.
If you suspect Medicare fraud, contact the Senior Medicare Patrol in your state.
Well, I'm looking good. Thank you. Just became a Real ID. What's the plan? Impromptu road trip? Actually, the plan is to fly to New York for today's product launch, and then visit the family in California and cap it off with a girls' weekend in New Orleans. You really can just do all that. Sure, I'm a Real ID, so I'm good to board any domestic flight. Speaking of which, gotta fly. Nice. Enjoy. I'll be here.
Be your Real ID self today. To learn how, visit tsa.gov/RealID or your local DMV.
Welcome back to 3 News First Edition. Operation Safe Return returns Saturday, August 2nd at the American Bank Center. But first, organizers need your help with sponsorship. Melissa Castro with CCPD joins us with this generous cause, helping Coastal students with back-to-school free school supplies. Melissa, good morning and welcome back to First Edition.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So I know that this is one of the biggest back-to-school events of the year, every single year. I know that people line up really early outside, ready to get into that event. How many people were there last year?
So I believe so we bought 3,000 backpacks last year.
Okay, 3,000.
We actually had 100 backpacks left. And then normally, like on Mondays and past years, we've had a little bit more left, and then we go and distribute them to the area schools. But last year, I mean, it was just insane. So, Chief, we were doing the walkthrough, and he says, "Are we going to have enough backpacks for everybody?" And I said, "Yes." And and then plus all our vendors give out additional supplies as well. So everyone walks out with a good amount to be able to at least start out the school year.
And this is what we need for parents, especially because, I'm a parent and I'm thinking back to school already. Yes, for a lot of area schools already began, and just around the corner, all of our schools will be back to school. And just like all the parents, we're running around getting everything that we need, the supplies and all. But, you know, a lot of people need help. There's just a lot of things going on this year, and, you know, a lot of people can need some, you know, and then that's why they line up. Not only that, but there's just so many activities going on during this event. Talk to us about that.
So I'm really excited. We've got some new vendors that are going to be joining us for OSR. Of course, the Coastal Bend Food Bank is always there, but they'll be there giving us, they'll be able to process SNAP, and then they're going to have the diabetes program, also where their pantries are at. We're going to have the American Heart Association there giving out hands-only CPR, which we know is a need, and so they're going to give these kits out to everyone. As well, we have Come Dream, Come Build, it's another nonprofit, and they've got $27,000 and down payment assistance. So we like to make it a one-stop, Barbie. Not only are our families around the community need assistance with getting school supplies, but as well other resources. So while they're there, we want to make sure that they're able to take advantage of these programs. We've got A&M that's going to have a youth study, and they'll be giving out HEB gift cards. So like I said, we want to make sure that, you know, our kids, they're not raised by one person. You know, they've got grandparents that are raising their kids. They've got uncles. So we want to make sure that we have all the resources under one place. That way they can take advantage of that.
Absolutely. We want to ensure that all students have the opportunity to receive necessary school supplies, obtain valuable safety information, and of course a healthy start to their school year. And I know that the Salino Foundation is a huge sponsor of Operation Safe Return, but you do need more sponsors as well.
Definitely.
If someone out there wants to sponsor this amazing event, what do they need to do?
So they can contact us at the Crime Reduction Unit, and that number is 361-886-2765. Or they can just call, and believe me, they'll be able to find us and make sure that we get the information. But yes, we did have one of our sponsors wasn't able to sponsor us this year, and of course, you know, everybody is going through a challenge this year, and so we understand that, you know what, and marketing and that type of thing takes the first hit.
Yes.
So yes, anybody that can, any assistance, Barbie, whether it's $100 or anything less than that, that's fine. Everything helps.
And what I like about our community is that they always help. So if you would like to help, make sure that you contact Melissa Castro at CCPD, and we'll see you at Operation Safe Return. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Thank you so much.
Well, heat is the name of the game as we are looking ahead to your forecast. Handling the heat is going to be important. We're talking you need to stay hydrated, take those frequent breaks, apply sunscreen, wear the light colored loose fitting clothing, wear a hat, limit the strenuous activity if you can between 1 and 7 p.m. if you are preparing for outdoor activities or football practice or band camp. Maybe start acclimating yourself to the heat in smaller increments, and then so you're more prepared by the time you're getting to those practice times. And make sure hydration, electrolytes, so key. Also check on your neighbors. Elderly, kids, and pets are impacted by the heat the most, and so keep that in mind as well. Peak feels like temperature yesterday made it up to 105 in Corpus Christi. Will be very similar to that today. Into the brush country or right along Highway 77, Robstown to Kingsville was the hottest places on our map. Alice was 103 and Falfurrias 103 for your feels like temperature there heading into the 3 o'clock hour. Will be, again, as I mentioned, very similar to yesterday in Corpus Christi. We are a tiny bit drier, so our heat index may not reach quite as high as yesterday, but we are still thinking 105 for Corpus Christi with an air temperature around 95 once again today. Heat index forecast for Robstown and Kingsville right around 110. Mathis 107, George West 101, Alice could be up to 108. So here's a look at our upper atmospheric energy. This is what we're watching when we're forecasting our weather patterns, right? So high pressure kind of weakens a little bit. There's a split in it, and that allows our tropical system to turn north. And overall, this is just a tropical wave. It is not expected to even become a tropical depression at this point. National Hurricane Center has lowered that chance of development to a 30% chance this morning. Now there is a chance Houston sees a a little bit more action from this storm, but for the most part, it's East Texas and portions of Louisiana that are going to see the most rainfall from this system. As we head into next week, high pressure really builds and grows. It loses those weak spots, and we are talking a heat dome possibly setting up over much of the United States as we head into next week, and it is going to get hot, especially here in the coastal bend. We're talking 108 for your heat index value in Corpus Christi as early as Sunday, but 110 is not out of the question. So be ready for that. Be hydrating now, because next week is going to feel hotter than it was this week. We had some rain, we had some passing clouds this week. Next week is going to be much worse. We'll see more sunshine as well. You'll see the rainfall into Thursday evening, mostly across southern Louisiana. This is where the flooding risk is going to be greatest. Then as we head into Friday morning, Houston, that's when you have a chance of rain, as well as Beaumont and Port Arthur. Those locations actually have the chance for some of the higher rainfall totals. Corpus Christi, we have a very slim chance on Friday for some of that tropical moisture to give us a hope or an isolated shower. But otherwise, most of the rain will be again across East Texas and then Louisiana. Overall, the system really weakens, and as we head into Sunday, it's high pressure. That's the name of the game, and that's going to stick around and only build into next week, leading to those hot conditions and keeping the rainfall, well, out of Texas for the most part. Far west Texas could see some rain around the edge of that high pressure and through the port New Mexico, but otherwise, yeah, it's just hot. Normal for this time of year is 94. We'll be around 95 today, 96 into next week. Mostly sunny skies. The partly cloudy comes in the morning when we have the low level moisture that allows for some low level clouds to form. Barbie, John-Thomas.
Thank you so very much, Carly. First Edition is learning new stories of survival this morning from the July 4th flooding event. Multiple summer camps, as you know, were caught in the middle of all that mess.
That includes Heart of the Hills in Hunt, just miles away from Camp Mystic. Reporter Teresa Woodard sat down with one counselor who was there when the water came rushing in.
It was the strumming and the singing that brought camp to life.
It's a privilege to be able to hear and see it happen.
The Baldersons' house is in the suburbs of Dallas, but the Guadalupe River feels like home.
So this was my 14th year going to camp.
Bailey began at 6, sister Riley right behind. Summers at Heart of the Hills turned little girls into independent women. Women like camp director Jane Ragsdale.
Very special, all around, wonderful human.
Jeff went to work for the Ragsdales at their boys' camp in 1989 and still works there. Robin was a Heart of the Hills counselor in the 90s. This July 4th, Heart of the Hills was between sessions, so no kids, but some staff, including Bailey. She woke up to an ocean on dry land.
And you hear like what sounds like great thunder, but it's actually just cracking cypress trees.
Jane's son and daughter-in-law led her out of a flooded lodge through blinding rain and total darkness. They found a path and climbed a hill.
I just remember maybe at one point someone saying like, has anyone like seen Jane?
A text or two went through.
But it wasn't until about 7:30 that night that we knew for sure she was alive and totally safe.
When the roads finally cleared, they reunited at the camp they loved, a camp lost.
And all I could think of is, how is she alive? How are any of them alive?
Not all were. Jane did not make it, but her immeasurable influence, the spirit of this special place, lives forever.
They've grown into fine young women because of their parents, obviously, but a close second is camp.
So keep singing till we meet again.
Beloved Texas convenience store Buc-ee's announced that they are doing their part to step in and help the Hill Country in a way most people can relate through music. The benefit concert is called Applause for the Cause and is featuring a huge lineup. Some include Robert Earl Keen, Miranda Lambert, Jack Ingram, Randy Rogers, just to name a few, and tickets go on sale tomorrow at whitewaterrocks.com. The concert is set for Thursday, August 28th in New Braunfels. 100% of proceeds will benefit the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country.
A reminder as the storm brews off the coast along the Florida Panhandle into Louisiana, our 3 News weather team wants you to be prepared this hurricane season.
They worked hard on producing a hurricane special filled with content that is so helpful in the event of a major storm.
Yeah, that's right. As you may recall, we're going to guide you through what to know 10 days before and after landfall. That includes insurance-related questions, knowing your evacuation routes, and being aware of rip currents. You can also check it out right here. What you're watching, 3 News Plus, it's in the menu bar when you play around with 3 News Plus. There's a lot on that app. Excitement built around Padre Island's first ever skate park, but the future of the project is unclear.
Will local skaters get the ramp they've been waiting for? We've got the details coming up.
We are keeping a close eye on the river levels of the Frio and the Nueces River early this morning. A lot of rain fell in the northern watershed earlier this week. The Frio near Derby has reached flood stage just barely, and it is expected to stay there just above 6 feet. As we look ahead to this afternoon, it will start falling around 1 p.m. The Frio at Tilden is expected to reach action stage Sunday night, so that's kind of where you start to be alert that flooding could be possible, but it's not expected to reach flood stage. Overall, the peak is expected to reach 14 feet. Flood stage is at 22 feet, and that would be Sunday into Monday. Then when we take a look at the Nueces River near Crystal City, it peaked at 12.14 feet. It is now falling. Overall, not much rain is expected in the coastal bend at all as we head into the weekend. Sunshine today with hot temperatures. Now it's to color the weather. It can be bright and sunny, dark and stormy, or even raining cats and dogs. Send pictures to color the weather at KIIITV.com.
Sponsored by Driscoll Children's Hospital.
We will continue to keep you updated.
3 News at 6 and 10, keeping you informed on what matters most.
We bring you the latest breaking news.
We take action to get you answers. Keeping you safe with the most accurate information. Sharing the excitement with our beloved teams.
Watch the team you trust for what matters most. 3 News at 6 and 10 and streaming on 3 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Federal investigators blame human error for a deadly natural gas explosion.
We all remember where we were that morning.
We could actually see the smoke from our farm here, which is close to 20 miles away.
I just heard a big boom. The tile plow ruptured into the pipeline. Once the gas got through the intakes of the tractors is when it ignited. I started running as fast as I could. The ground literally started erupting from my feet.
Watch the rest of the story at 3secondslater.org. And remember, Farm Safe starts with 811.
South Texas, good morning to you. I'm John-Thomas Kobos. It's almost 7:30. First edition is learning the name of the 23-year-old man who was shot and killed last week in Agua Dulce. The Nueces County Sheriff's Office says Andrew Canas was discovered last Thursday after deputies arrived at Utes Park. A woman there found the body first in a bathroom. This is being considered a homicide. However, there's no description on a possible gunman. Funeral services have been announced for Bishop Police Officer Captain Tony Macias. The PD announced his passing over the weekend after a hard-fought battle with cancer. Services are tomorrow. Public visitation will be from 5 to 9 over at the Kingsville Turcotte Piper Mortuary. Services will conclude with a tribute of 21-gun salute and final radio call. Our thoughts are with his family and the Bishop PD. That's going to do it for us. Until we see you again, choose to make it a great day.
The
the 3 News Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time.
This is a developing story.
Track how the weather will impact your day.
Do give yourself some extra time as you're headed out the door.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news.
We begin tonight following breaking news.
Live from the scene. Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. 3 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Ever lose your keys? Is that normal aging, dementia, or something else? Fear often stops us from asking for a simple checkup from the neck up. Knowing your numbers, blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol are common, but your cognitive numbers are also important. Request our free guide. It's filled with tips for better brain health, facts about dementia, and much more. Go to 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call 1-800-DEMENTIA. Your brain will thank you.
I'll be here to hear what's on your mind. Take this time to talk and get it right. You know I'll be there all your life. When you need me, I'll be by your side.
Little everyday conversations about the dangers of underage drinking can make a big difference in a child's life. Talk, they hear you.
You're watching the South Texas News Leader. This is 3 News, First Edition.
Questions over an island skate park spinning. We look to see what this development's all about and if it will become a reality.
Plus, making sure foster kids get a chance at higher education. Discover the programs in place this summer, helping them reach their goals.
And best to be prepared today instead of waiting last minute, you procrastinators. A reminder to get your family hurricane ready this season. And if I learn to talk, I'll be sure to share it with you.
Maybe you just need a little more coffee.
I need a little more coffee. Yeah, we're 2.5 in on this one. So
I was trying to think of some funny jokes to say, but
can't get it right all the time, you know.
I don't know if they're.
I always tell people,
good.
like, when you make a mistake at home, you make it in front of your family. But when we do it in front of all y'all.
That's right.
Don't hate me, but I was gonna say, make sure you wear your helmet when you're skating, so you don't sound like John-Thomas.
That's good. I would say that. Yes, it's true.
That's right, Carly.
It's true. Oh.
And that's going to do it for us.
I grew up in the 80s.
Thank
We
you
didn't
so
need
much.
knee pads or wrist guards or helmets.
Yeah, but if
Look
you
how I turned out.
Exactly. Look how it turned out. No, I'm just kidding. Helmets are so important to prevent injury. All of the other pads are great as well. If you are skateboarding, that concrete is hard, right? And the island, a great place to have a skateboard park because surfing and skateboarding, they really are very closely related and help one another as well. So that is huge. But right now on our tower camera, it is 74 degrees. There is lots of sunshine in the forecast today. Wind is out of the southeast at 5 miles per hour. Dew point is 73, so that's why our temperatures have fallen. We're a little drier than we have been the last couple of days, but we're still going to feel humid this afternoon. We're talking 105 for your heat index with sunshine in store. Those peak heat index values around 105 Corpus Christi, 109 Robstown, and 110 there in Kingsville. Barbie, John-Thomas.
Thank you so very much, Carly. Talks of a new skate park on the island are sparking questions, with many wondering the future of this project. It would be the first ever skate park there.
The project already has strong support from both skaters and city officials. However, questions surround if that project is still rolling forward or being scrapped.
That's right. The Padre Island Property Owners Association is clarifying while they handle operations and maintenance at the Billish Park, their projects are separate from the city's Parks and Rec Department. That means the skate park is not one of the projects at this time. However, they do support it.
I think we should just embrace it. If we can get an initiative going to put in a skateboard park, I'm all in favor of it.
Councilmember Caitlin Paxson says the skateboard project was presented by the Island Strategic Action Committee as a priority since the community showed interest and support.
So everyone is interested in seeing the project move forward, but because it is not already a project that we had planned for previously. Now we have to go through the process, find the funding, go through all the planning, all of that. But it's something that I'd say that it does have a lot of support.
Paxson adds the project is still in its early stages with no set timeline for when construction will begin or be completed.
Councilmember Paxson wants to assure the community the skate park project on the island is moving forward. However, it may take some time for all those pieces to come together.
For the officers in Ingleside, Wednesday was a little different than the usual workday. They traded patrol time for some fun. Officers met students on their turf for their department's second annual field day at N.O. Simmons Park. The fun-filled event was all about connecting with the kiddos before heading back to school. The goal was simple: build trust, have fun, and show kids that officers are more than just a badge.
It's a great feeling, not only at this event, but we'll see these kids at school events or maybe a back to school event. And these kids remember the officers. They're like, oh, I remember you from the water fight, or I remember you from the tug of war. And it's just good. It's a good engagement with the community and the kids. So, we want them to know that, we're friendly, we're their friends, and we're here to help.
The department is hopeful events such as these will help grow the bond between officers and the community.
Family and Protective Services is working to shape a brighter future for our youth through opportunities and higher education. A group of students recently visited the Harvin Center at Del Mar College. Last month, students toured the Island University. And this month, they are headed out to the Valley to UTRGV's Brownsville campus. These opportunities are designed to give young Foster students a first-hand look at college.
I'm honestly really grateful because, not a lot of people have this opportunity to have this opportunity to become going to school and whatnot. So I'm really so excited to be a part of it, even though what happened in my past. But I do want to take each moment of the opportunity I do have to take onto my future.
Faith Smith said her career path includes becoming an event planner while looking forward to dipping into the hospitality business.
Nearly 50 middle schoolers have spent their summer break diving into engineering and technology, from all things robot races to bridge battles and a whole lot of brain power. The students are part of Del Mar College's Tech Prep Summer Camp. This 6-week-long program is designed to prepare young students for college-level STEM. During yesterday's showcase, these students had the chance to show off what they've learned so far.
The objective of this camp is to learn how to code a robot that can go through a course without crashing into a wall. We use computers using C+ programming to control an Arduino motor board.
Smart kids, all right. This camp, a powerful example of what can happen when young minds are empowered while given the resources and encouragement to thrive in science and technology.
STEM's the way to go.
So cool.
No lies.
Gosh.
And a lot of them get their start coloring the weather, I hear.
That's right. That's the start.
STEAM is also a term used, and that includes art with science, technology, and math. So fun. And this artwork I've been showing all morning, the colors are fabulous, but it reminds me of spaghetti plots. And so we do have a spaghetti plot that we've been showing of the possible path of that tropical wave that's out in the Gulf. And so this makes me think of that. Mackenzie, at age 3 at the time of this artwork, and it is just as fabulous as it can be. 95 degrees for your temperature this afternoon. It will feel hot. We're talking feels like temperatures around 105. Not much hope in the way of rainfall. Color the weather at KIITV.com. That's how you can get your kids' artwork right here. And look at this resemblance. It looks just like Mackenzie's artwork, doesn't it? This spaghetti plot, all of the models taking that system turned to the north. Now there is a chance some of the energy does make it into Texas because the system is very lopsided. And so we could see some rainfall from Houston up into East Texas, but Corpus Christi, our rain chances are actually pretty slim. So you'll see here in this model data, most of the heavy rainfall stays into South Louisiana. It does track north with 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, and then Houston, but specifically Port Arthur, Beaumont, that portion of Texas, the closer you are to Louisiana, the better shot you have at getting some of the tropical rainfall. For us here in the coastal bend, there's a tiny speck of green on the map there. That means we have an isolated chance for some rainfall. The best shot would be from Friday, but overall you can see Texas is the dry spot. We'll talk about why coming up. Barbie, John-Thomas.
Thank you, Carly. Pressure continues to mount for the White House to come clean, be transparent, and release the Jeffrey Epstein files.
ABC's Perry Russum shows us how the Trump administration's own supporters are being called stupid people by the very man they elected.
With pressure building on the Trump administration to release the Jeffrey Epstein files.
They're stupid people.
President Trump lashing out at members of his own party.
It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats, and some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net.
But it was Trump and some of his closest allies who flamed conspiracy theories on Epstein and a client list. Trump's FBI Director Kash Patel on a podcast in 2023.
What the hell are the House Republicans doing? They have the majority. You can't get the list?
Trump's Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino last year.
I don't trust any story they tell me about Jeffrey Epstein. There is a reason this client list is hidden.
Attorney General Pam Bondi on Fox News in February.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Last week, a memo from the DOJ and FBI, agencies led by Patel and Bondi, concluded a client list never existed.
Do you still have confidence in that team, sir?
Total.
One Democratic congressman now accusing Trump of a cover-up. Congressman Mark Vesey telling Vanity Fair it seems like he's trying to cover up for something or somebody. Conservatives from the old guard to young influencers applying pressure. Former Vice President Mike Pence on CBS.
I know of no reason why this administration, once the victims' names are protected, should not release all the files on Jeffrey Epstein.
And one of the most influential voices in the MAGA movement, Charlie Kirk.
It's been 10 days since you've leaked this thing on the holiday weekend, and you still have not done a straight to camera, straight to the sticks press conference. Here's why we reached the conclusion that we did.
Trump was asked about the possibility of appointing a special counsel to investigate the Epstein case. Trump saying, I have nothing to do with it. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Fighting to avoid burnout.
Yeah, we're going to look at the day-to-day struggles our Coastal Bend EMS teams face, the efforts to make sure they are safe so they can protect us.
Coming up, we'll check out one of the best Cowboys collections you're going to ever see. 5 decades worth of memorabilia. That's coming up next in sports.
Predictions, patterns, and preparations. A 2025 hurricane special from the 3 News Weather Team. Watch now on 3 News Plus. Download for free on your smart TV. Sponsored by AEP Texas.
We begin with breaking news into our studio.
Where you can see crews working behind me to help get that fire under control.
Heavy police presence near the Ray High School.
As multiple fire departments are responding to a large grass fire.
This is developing news. Please stay with 3 News online and on air.
Stream extended coverage on 3 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I enlisted as a medic to be there to help my patients, and after an injury, I found myself as a patient. I experienced post-traumatic seizures. Depression is a big one that comes along with it, PTSD. So I pursued my PhD in neuroscience and regenerative medicine. The coalition has helped fund my academic pursuits. They genuinely care about helping the vet in whatever way that they can. Through supporting the coalition, you're supporting some of the veterans that have the biggest needs.
Visit saluteheroes.org to learn more.
You complete me. Together we're one. I never want to be without you. Together's more fun. Together we're one.
Hey, good morning, everybody. You can walk down many streets in the Coastal Bend, see a Cowboys flag flying outside like that. You might even see a Cowboys birdhouse. in a tree, but I guarantee you haven't seen many 50-year-old memorabilia collections like the one I got to see. Check it out.
Ready, let's go.
For Ruben Ayala Sr., the Cowboys are like family. They'll be there for the highest of highs and sometimes help create the lowest of lows.
I would say the team makes me happy just watching them. Whether they win or lose, you know, I get a big good moment, thrill just watching the Cowboys.
Ayala and the Cowboys were seemingly made for each other. He started his collection when he was just 12 years old, which happens to be the number of his favorite Cowboy, Roger Staubach. He also shares a birthday with another legend under center, Troy Aikman. Ayala has saved everything Cowboys related he could get his hands on: gold cards, belt buckles, Wheaties boxes, barbecue sauces, magazines, replica Super Bowl rings and footballs, and even a singing doll.
As a matter of fact, I've been collecting since '72 and I've never sold anything from here.
It looks really cool and awesome, and there's really a lot of stuff in here.
That's little Ruben. He's the latest in a long line of Cowboys fans in the family. That includes the elder Ruben's younger brother, Fernando, who gave his big brother a board 30 years ago to protect the bed of his truck before later passing away. A board that Ruben had painted in the silver and navy blue in Fernando's memory.
I value it so much. That's a board that I'll never forget. That hey, it was a gift from my brother. And every time I think of the Cowboys, I think of him.
For Ayala, the Cowboys collection represents not only Dallas fans of the past, like his brother, but also fans of the future, like little Ruben.
It's priceless, you know. It really means a lot to me, and it'll be for my grandkids to enjoy.
Do you think you could ever be as big of a Cowboys fan as he is?
Yeah, maybe someday, but I think I will.
They were the best, and Ayala said other than the board from his brother, his favorite thing in the Cowboys room, a birthday card he got back from Troy Aikman and the Cowboys after he sent Aikman one in '93. And Cowboys camp, very fitting, begins in Oxnard next Tuesday. Well, that'll do it for me. I'll see you back here tonight at 6. Have a great day, everybody.
Football season can't come soon enough, John-Thomas.
I know, Cowboy fan over here. First Edition is learning how a study on burnout among EMS crews is affecting our South Texas heroes.
3 News reporter Josh Maxwell shows us how the demand to rescue lives grows each and every day, and efforts to protect those stepping up to save us.
When you see red trucks and flashing lights speeding by, you might think, where's the fire? But firefighters do a lot more than just put out flames, and it's a side of the job many don't see.
It's every day. Those trucks are running, the EMS units are running, and it can get tough.
Corpus Christi Fire Chief Brandon Wade is talking about the tireless work of EMTs in his department. A study from the EMS Leadership Academy shows nearly 60% of agencies nationwide are struggling to keep up with call demands due to staffing shortages. Wade says while that's not the case locally, he admits the fast pace can still take a toll and lead to burnout.
So the workload here in Corpus Christi is very high. So we have a high ambulance utilization rate. And so our medics are running all day. Some of them run almost all night as well. And that can contribute to that burnout.
And they see their fair share of calls.
We make over 60-something thousand calls. So that is a lot of work on the 14 medic units that we have.
And that's just in Corpus Christi. Wade says his team treats every call with urgency. But he's now looking at ways to streamline dispatch and avoid spreading resources too thin.
Cities and agencies have seen their incidents rise and rise and rise, trying to look at alternative systems to help that 911 system not be overburdened.
It can range anywhere from the middle of the night to a stub toe to the middle of the night to it's a true emergency.
Matthew Cortez is an EMT and firefighter with ESD number 2, covering Flower Bluff and Padre Island. He's also about to wrap up paramedic school, so he's aware of what all comes with the job.
The way we've been evolving, we're hazard responders, so we respond to anything that basically police don't cover.
Josh Maxwell, 3 News.
Thank you, Josh. Chief Brandon Wade says there is a limited access to primary care and reliance on emergency room drive-up ambulance use. He says the department is actively working to streamline the 911 system to help address this growing demand.
Here's a look at your rainfall forecast, where we are tracking most of the rain south of Louisiana. High pressure is going to keep Texas without rainfall into the coming days. So when it comes to our available tropical moisture, this is the system we've been watching. It's a tropical wave. It's not expected to develop, but what we are looking at is Saharan dust that's over Texas, some drier air in play, high pressure across North Texas. But if we were to see some rain in the coastal bend, it will likely be Friday. You can see some of that tropical moisture making its way across our area throughout the day on Friday, but the heart of that moisture, the deep tropical moisture, mostly staying over Louisiana as that system takes a turn to the north. A stronger ridge, or really dome of high pressure, sets up as we head into next week, and this high pressure system is really going to lower rain chances, particularly across Texas. We still have some rain possible across the southeast and into Florida, but overall our rain is trending down and our heat is trending up. So let's take a look at Futurecast. You can tell the system, it doesn't really get organized. There is a chance for some pretty heavy rainfall from Houston through Louisiana, so Lake Charles to Houston, kind of the target for some of that heavier rainfall. As that system tracks north into land and into kind of the heart of that high pressure, it really starts to weaken and rain chances will go down. By Sunday, high pressure really dominating, and that's going to continue to keep us with southeast wind. So we're still going to be humid. We still have a very slim chance for a sea breeze shower, but this is more of a pattern that we were kind of stuck in last summer. And so it is just trending hot across Texas, but especially across South Texas. How hot is that for us? Well, 105 your heat index value yesterday, 105 the heat index value forecast for today, and then we get up to around 108 by Sunday. 110 is not out of the question. Kingsville, Robstown, you're already hitting 110, so you may be pushing 115 by the time we look ahead to next week. Something else I want to mention, there is a haze in our atmosphere. That is Saharan dust. We do have some Saharan dust in our atmosphere right now, so the air quality is at moderate. We do have mostly sunny skies, though, across the coastal bend. So you can see that haze right on here, our Saharan dust forecast map. This is that tropical system right here, not expected to develop. The National Hurricane Center lowered that chance of development. And so, yeah, overall, dust moves north. We get a break in the dust over the weekend, so we should see more blue color to our skies. But as we head into Monday, another round of some Saharan dust does look it to move into Texas. That will be with us Monday through Tuesday. In your 7-day forecast, we are talking temperatures in the 90s, so it is going to be hot. This is a reminder that 94 is our normal temperature. This is also an official temperature that is taken in the shade. So if you are out in the sun, it will feel hotter. With humidity, your sweat's not going to want to evaporate, and so that will make it feel hotter. So that's why we really focus on those heat index forecasts. Additionally, we're going to see more sunshine. The only real cloud coverage will be in the morning. Clouds break into the afternoon. The best chance of rain, that's coming up on Friday. 20% chance of rain on your Friday. Overall, we still have 10% listed, but I don't see much in the way of rain as we head into next week with that high pressure building. Our only hope is because we still have southeast winds in play. But be ready for lots of sunshine, wear sunscreen, and drink the water. Stay hydrated. Barbie, John-Thomas.
Good advice there, Carly. Thank you. Okay, if you're getting ready to hit the skies this summer, listen up. The Homeland Security Secretary is hinting at another big change to TSA screenings.
ABC's Andrea Fujii shows us the Transportation Secretary's plan.
This morning, more changes could be coming to airport security screening. The TSA is weighing changes to the size of liquid containers passengers are allowed to carry on.
I will tell you, the liquids, I'm questioning, so that may be the next big announcement is what size your liquids need to be. We're looking at, our scanners.
Currently, liquids, aerosols, and gels must be in containers no larger than 3.4 ounces. The rules date back to 2006 and a plot to blow up U.S.-bound planes with liquid explosives. The new possible change comes a week after the TSA announced travelers will be allowed to keep their shoes on while passing through TSA screening.
TSA is working on the technology that we have available to us if we deploy it correctly.
So it's just simply
that you can walk in, if you've got a carry-on bag, you should be able just to walk through their screeners, their scanners, and go right to your flight.
Meanwhile, after air traffic control staffing issues and outages at busy airports like Newark outside New York City last spring, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy revealing for the first time how much it will cost to overhaul the nation's outdated air traffic control system. $31.5 billion, about $10 billion more than he estimated last month. He told Congress that at the current pace, it would take 300 years to complete the upgrade.
We can't wait 300 years. We can't wait, 13 years. We need to be doing this now.
Grab your blankets and your kids and get ready for family movie day. That's right, presented by, I say night, but it's not night. Coastal Bend Food Bank, they're behind this one. Check it out.
It might be warm outside, but inside the new facility, it's cool and what could be better than a new space. Well, maybe the movie they're showing this week.
You were gone forever.
It was 3 days.
Yeah, but that's forever, the little kids. The movie's Friday at 11 in the morning. That's right, it's a morning showing. It's at their headquarters off of Bear Lane and MPID. Snacks will be provided and there's no need to pack those up. So don't even worry, just show up.
So just load up the kids in the car, grab a blanket, and enjoy the movie.
Love it, it's good
I
family
love
time,
Moana.
right? Classics, can't
Yeah.
go wrong. And the live action's getting ready to come out soon too. I don't know
believe
when,
so.
but it'll be interesting to see how they do that. Okay, don't go anywhere. We have a whole live look at SPID right now. What is traffic conditions doing? What are they up to?
And they're moving right along.
Moving and grooving
Good
like they
morning,
should be.
South Texas.
That's right. Thanks for watching us here on 3 News Plus.
Lives lost, homes destroyed. 3 News cares about the lives devastated across Central Texas. Scan the QR code. Donate to our Tegna Texas Flood Relief Fund. Your dollars go directly to flood victims who need help now.
Stay connected to the 3 News Weather Team. We encourage you to download the Quick Access Hurricane Guide, packed with information that you can use, especially when weather turns severe. Sponsored by Aztec Chevrolet, Hurricane Alley, Church's Chicken, and AEP Texas.
3 News First Edition keeps you prepared for whatever the day brings, working overnight to get you the latest breaking news.
Help could be on the way for Sinton residents recovering from the Welder fire.
Stay ahead of the storm with Weather Impact Alert Days.
Everyone is down below a mile in visibility, so you've got to give yourself extra time heading out the doors.
Start with the team you trust on 3 News First Edition, weekdays starting at 5 a.m. and streaming on 3 News Plus.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
If you get a phone call, do not talk to the person.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They want to get your number to put in a false claim.
Just hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call the Senior Medicare Patrol.
If you suspect Medicare fraud, contact the Senior Medicare Patrol in your state.
As a mom, I want my kids' lives to be filled with joy and possibility. And I want that for every kid. That's why I support No Kid Hungry. They work in schools and communities to make sure every kid gets the healthy meals they need. Please join me in supporting No Kid Hungry for all kids.
Good morning, South Texas. I'm Barbie Leo at 7:56.
Yeah, and I'm meteorologist Carly Smith, and here is a look outside where we are nice and sunny. So grab the sunglasses if you haven't headed out the door yet. It'll be 77 degrees right now and 95 degrees by 3 p.m. Feels like temperature around 105. Air temperatures across the area will near the triple digits through Freer, Hebronville, Benavides. We'll stay 95 in Corpus Christi. We'll near the 90s at the coast. Lows overnight falling back into the 70s. Barbie.
Thank you, Carly. The Corpus Christi City Council had a late night Tuesday. We're talking a 14-hour long day. This after they decided to move the public comment section of its meetings to 5:30. It was in an effort to get more public input for issues some of which with the desal project in Disco, where fishermen are upset about the possibility of fresh water from that facility being sent down into Baffin Bay. Other topics of concern were the Hillcrest rezoning issue and the continuing questions over the Inner Harbor desalination plant. With the nearly 3 hours of public comments is now raising questions about whether the new time works for everyone. One council member acknowledging the trade-offs.
Any change anybody wanted to do on public comment, I supported. Just tell me where to be and I'll be there. And I appreciate the fact more people got an opportunity to speak to council members. I do think 13-hour meetings are not good for the community and they're not good for their elected officials.
The city plans to keep testing the 5:30 time slot over the next few meetings, hoping to find the middle ground between increasing community input and keeping meetings manageable. Many continue to do what they can to help recovery in Central Texas, and our parent company's Texas Flood Relief Fund is going on strong. So far, the fund has raised more than $560,000 to give. All you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen, or you can visit our website at KIIITV.com.
I'm not surprised that we have that much money that's come into this fund, and more is going to pour in.
Our community here in South Texas, they always step up.
Oh yeah, and all across the state too. So, okay, conditions outside. I want to head to the beach and learn how to surf, Carly.
Well, come on out.
Yeah.
Today is maybe a learning day, more so for kids. Maybe adults could get a chance too. But the waves are kind of smaller today. Right now, they're running at 2 feet every 5 seconds on our beach camera. 81 degrees. Again, a kid can easily learn in those conditions, but sometimes you need a little bit more push as an adult. Our waves are out of the southeast.
You have to push me to do that, yes. Hey, we're so happy you stay with us through First Edition Plus. Until we see you again, choose to make it a great day.